Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I hope you had a wonderful Tuesday, but now it's Wednesday, so let's get rocking and rolling. The Joe Biden administration announced that Black Lives Matter flags are going to fly over numerous American embassies abroad. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization, plain and simple. It is. It is behind, along with Antifa, behind all of the violence, all of the death that we endured in all our major cities last year. Not only that, you've got a leader of the Black Lives Matter movement who's using funds to buy real estate left and right. You have, it is almost like a complete fraud of an organization. Then you've got the American Communist 10 funding this thing to put the American government behind Black Lives Matter organization, not the phrase, the organization, just proves what I've been saying about the American Communist 10. I heard where Candace Owens made a comment about Black Lives Matter just means black death, that they're the cause of black death and destruction. That's coming from Candace Owens, not yours truly. But I endorse it. Anti-racist children's list. There's actually a school district or two that are making lists of children as part of an enemies list relative to anti-racism. It is, we now I'm not kidding you, folks. Nobody will answer this question. I would ask Psaki or anybody in the administration, what's different about living in America today than the Soviet Union when it comes to First Amendment rights? What's different about it? I mean, it makes my head want to explode. I mean, it's off the charts. The University of Central Florida now has a social justice degree. What do you think the odds are of every major university in this country now going to have a social justice program? It's coming. George Floyd's anniversary of his death and the George Floyd family all got to go to the White House. Now, folks, it's just mind-boggling to me. George Floyd had a long history of being a criminal. Even George Ellison, the black socialist AG in Minnesota, says his death had nothing to do with race. It was police misconduct not based on race. George Floyd's family extorted from Minneapolis, St. Paul, of course, a very democratic city. Was it $27 million? $27 million. George Floyd is not a patron saint of anything except counterfeit bills. It's enough to make your head explode. I keep saying, I promise you my head will not explode. Kellogg's jumping on the woke bandwagon, encouraging children to come up with some of their own pronouns. They're going to start putting rainbows on boxes. Yeah, let's indoctrinate those kids. Remember the good old days when you and I were little and we sat there and read the back of a cereal box or the front of a cereal box and it didn't have anything to do with politics or anything else? Remember the good old days? AOC announced she's in therapy for the Capitol riots. You know what that's all about? That's all about some future litigation. AOC wants money. And you watch, she'll get it from somewhere. AOC in therapy. How'd you like to be that therapist? January 6th. This is coming from the Huffington Post reporter who says January 6th was worse than 9/11. Remember, at Bulldog Reports, in the Bulldog Show, we just like to reinforce how screwed up the country is under Joe Biden. So that's all I'm telling you. That sums it up right there. Huffington Post. Biden is going to meet Putin on June 16th. What a joke. What a joke. I wonder if, I bet you Putin challenges him to a bareback horse race or something like that. I mean, you can't make it up. CNN's ratings are down 70%. 70%. That's bad, man. And you know what's so funny? The American Communist 10, it doesn't matter. There's no meritocracy with the American Communist 10. If you're in the club, they don't care how bad it is. How does any program director or president of a news organization whose ratings, like Daryl Park says, it's always ratings and revenues. How in the hell does that happen? Rand Paul. Rand Paul gets Oracle status today. Rand Paul has said he's had enough about the violence being perpetrated by the left. Richard Marx. You know what? I forgot. I remember Richard Marx. What great songs did he have in the 80s? And this one, Waiting for You, was like his big hit. Richard Marx basically, saying he'd like to finish Rand Paul off or shake the hand and buy the guy beer that knocked Rand Paul off his tractor. I mean, can you imagine if this was being said about anybody else? Of course not. American Communist 10 backs Richard Marx's play. Joe Biden, in his infinite wisdom, wants to outsource the metal supply again. Remember how Trump came into office and said steel, good quality American steel, is a national security risk and issue? Not Joe Biden. Joe Biden wants us to be dependent upon all the countries of the world for everything. Way to go, Joe. China loans. There was a story out, and I've been talking about this forever, that China's increasing its power all across the world by lending money to governments across the world. Middle East, Africa, you name it, South America, Central America. China's ready to lend you money, then they owe you. Do you know who has power over you besides big tech, American Communist 10? Anybody you owe money to. You owe money to somebody, they have power over you. It's another way to enslave yourself. Fauci has had to admit that there was at least $600,000 of U.S. funds going to the Wuhan virology studies. How does that make you feel, ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, that good old USA is spending money in the Wuhan lab? And that's where it all came from. Trump was right. Does him a lot of good now, right? Supreme Court blackmail. There's groups out there saying that if the U.S. Supreme Court reverses Roe v. Wade, there's going to be hell to pay. They're going to pack the court then. I mean, we live in a crazy, crazy-ass world, do we not? There's not a lot of superbity going on in this world. More simple and stupid. Children's transgender. Tucker Carlson reminded us all yesterday that Joe Biden said that an 8-year-old that was a transgender, it should be okay. That on the heels of the 60 Minutes expose pointing out how dangerous this is and how readily people just go along with it. Folks, I got to ask you a question. Does anybody from the age 1 to 18 think straight? No. It's biologically proven their brains aren't, we're letting these kids make these decisions. Hell, I think it's all the way up to age 30. Who thinks straight up to the age 30? I have all of my children are around the age 30, 31. I don't know, folks. Ben Dusing, just got to keep on Ben Dusing's ass. Just to let you know, there's a hearing today at 10 o'clock on a Ben Dusing case. I will give you a full report. Jamie Smith of Fort Mitchell. You know what? There's nothing like busybodies. Jamie Smith of Fort Mitchell was Jack Wagon of the day. I've sent out, if you live in Kenton County, you've gotten these direct mail pieces from me. And of all the mailers that we sent out, One person. Now, I know they're going out to enemies, friends, whoever, right? What do you do when you get a piece of direct mail from somebody you don't like or a candidate? You just throw it in the garbage can. Jamie Smith, assistant administrator from Fort Mitchell, sent me an email saying, please take us all off this address off all future mailings. To which I responded, well, you're the only person of all the people that got this that is a busybody jackwagon enough to send me such a stupid email. And I thanked Karen for giving me some show material. So Jamie Smith, administrative assistant of Fort Mitchell, is our jackwagon of the day. Another jackwagon is Jeff Otis. Jeff Otis is Ben Dusing's lackey. He's the guy Ben Dusing sent into Ed Connor's office with the $5,000 bribe. In addition to that, Jeff Otis, who is a known alcoholic and major problems, is the former partner of Fred Johnson, who helped us on the Durrani cases, who tragically died. Knowing that Fred Johnson is dead and survived by a widow and 2 wonderful children, Jeff Otis has still sued Fred Johnson, claiming he's owed a bunch of freaking money. I mean, Jeff Otis, basket case, Ben Dusing lackey. We're going to have 2 jackwagons today. Jeff gets the jackwagon treatment as well. Then we got Kings Island. Oh my God, Kings Island. Cherie Paolo reported this. Several fights broke out at Kings Island this past weekend. It got so out of control, an officer was roughed up and tells us some teenagers tried to take his equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, I saw the video. It's a bunch of crazed black kids out of control fighting and obviously trying to take away a cop stuff, which also means gun, equipment, gun. But they got black privilege and they know it. So more of this crap will be coming your way. Last but not least on the show, I saw a study where 150 years is the most that they think a human's going to ever be able to live is 150 years. Well, I'm all in. I'm ready to go 150 years. I'll take that. That means I have 93 years left. Not bad. 93 years left to living. All right, that's it for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury, remember to check out Bulldog Reports every day, Bulldog Show. Like, share, and comment. Subscribe. Download the apps of the Bulldog Show, Bulldog Justice, and Bulldog Reports. This is a Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a wonderful day.